The next panel, and need y'all to go up that way. Next panel is Carola Alvarez, Jessica Ayers, Maria Pabon. Now, I didn't announce that I do have a policy in any committee meeting that I chair that if your cell phone goes off, you get to pay $50 to my favorite charity. So, be warned. Jennifer Melhern, Abby Johnson, Dahlia Lugo. The next panel following that one will be Reverend Catherine Marple, Genevieve Van Cleve, Jennifer Sansitio, Laura Laging, Cheryl Spooner, and Shaylee Gupta Bredetsky. Okay, some people aren't here. Carol Alvarez is not here. Should be shown, wants to provide oral testimony in favor of the bill. I will show registering a position but not being here for oral testimony. Jessica Ayers was against the bill. We will change that from oral to registering a position in opposition. Maria Pabon was in favor of the bill. We'll change that to registering a position. Jennifer Melhern. So glad somebody's here. Jennifer, go ahead.
Thank you so much. My name is Jennifer Mulhern. I'm a constituent of the lovely and talented Senator Zafrini, and I oppose this bill. I am self-employed. I'm self-employed. I'm a self-made woman who, until the last few weeks, was becoming increasingly complacent and taking my modest, comfortable life for granted. But I'm compelled today by the powerful, passionate stories from both sides and by the unheard voices, all echoing different versions of the same stories. Victims who have endured rape, women who are intimidated into having abortions when they didn't want them, children who are almost terminated, victims of incest, gang rape, and other countless real-life stories. Nobody is free from pain in life. We all have that in common. We all have these stories, these experiences, and I think we all have a common desire to reduce the number of abortions, to make them as rare as possible. This is common ground, and this is good. This is where we start. The difference is that this bill seeks only to reduce the symptom, the supply of abortions, not the demand. I stand today to give voice to the working mothers, the scared 12-year-old pregnant incest survivor, the women who are too poor and don't have the means to be here. I stand here today with women and for women who, it's time to say, we need to address the sickness, not the symptom. Address the demand for abortions by voting against this bill and keeping these clinics open. This bill is an overpriced Band-Aid, and it cannot stop the hemorrhage that will occur if you cut off women's access to birth control and family planning. Regarding the second beef I have with this bill, I will reference the First Amendment and the issue of church and state. The Constitution prohibits the making of any law respecting an establishment of religion or impeding the free exercise of it. How brilliant. An amendment that simultaneously entitles us to our beliefs and protects you from having my beliefs imposed on you. This means a group of Mormon lawmakers can't force me to wear temple undergarments when I get married. And no law could make you take your terminally ill daughter to a shaman instead of a doctor. And it's unlawful for you to infringe upon my right to affordable, accessible women's health care with a hidden religious agenda. Thank you for listening.
Jennifer, oh, you are Jennifer. Abby Johnson? If I call your name, go ahead and go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
My name is Abby Johnson. I'm here representing myself, and I am here in support of the bill. I worked at Planned Parenthood for 8 years, and now I'm in the pro-life movement. I ran a clinic, an abortion clinic during that time, a Planned Parenthood clinic, and I am here because we have heard that these facilities do not need additional regulation. We hear that they're already up to code, but I have this binder here, which anybody could access through public information request. This is a list of every citation from the Department of State Health Services that's been given to every abortion clinic across the state in the past couple of years. There are some very egregious violations in here, and I'm going to list off a few, and that's pretty much my testimony. Stafford Health Center out of Houston, improper sterilization of instruments. These are instruments that are going inside of a woman's uterus to perform an abortion, that are being improperly sterilized. They had no cardiopulmonary resuscitation equipment. Planned Parenthood Surgical Center in Dallas expired supplies, including needles, that they were giving to patients. Ultrasound machines had not been inspected. Vacuum aspirators had not been checked for safety. Planned Parenthood Waco, 2 out of the 4 staff were not properly licensed to perform medical procedures that they were indeed performing. Planned Parenthood San Antonio, 4 abortion centers that were practicing for 4 years without a license, performing abortions on women. Dallas Rouse Street Clinic, unsecured patient drugs in every procedure room available to patients. K&S in Houston, sterilization issues. Aaron Women's Center in Houston, not giving patients proper informed consent. This is something we see over and over again. Whole Women's Health in Fort Worth, expired equipment and patient meds, sterilization done improperly, staff not trained in life support. Guys, the list goes on. And this is why we need these additional clinic regulations. This is why we have to have these in place, because women are not safe in abortion clinics.
Thank you. Senator West, for what purpose?
Just a question of the witness.
Go ahead.
Sure.
These were allegations. Were they sustained?
Yes, they were all sustained. All the ones I listed were sustained.
Were they sustained and appealed, or?
No, just sustained. There's no appellate process in the abortion inspection.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Delia Lugo?
Thank you, Chair and Committee.
Go ahead.
My name is Delia Lugo. I am a constituent of Senator Culberson.
Wait. There's no Senator Culberson. There's Congressman.
Oh, Congressman, excuse me, Culberson.
You live in Houston.
Yes, I live in Houston, Texas.
Go ahead.
And I am here to testify against Senate Bill 1 because the ban would cause desperation of individuals such as the mostly affected indigent and minorities who are not one to prolong the inevitable formation of a fetus after 20-plus weeks, where it is considered, according to womenshealth.gov, as being halfway into pregnancy. By then, the fetus is estimated to be at least 6 inches long and weighs 9 ounces. But, you know, on the other hand, as we have stated in our title, under Texas Health and Safety Code, Chapter 171, we already have it at 16 weeks. Why are we adding 4 more weeks when it's going to go into the second trimester, which is going to be a baby? But furthermore, the unnecessary ambulatory regulations proposed on abortion are overstepping the boundaries of what the Texas Health and Human Services Commission does as to overseeing the standards of medical facilities. It is unnecessary to add frivolous additions to give excuse to close a women's health facility. But I would like to give my story. I did not give my story the last time I was here. I was one of the many lucky to be a domestic violence survivor. I was living with someone for 5 years. I have a picture here to remind me, and I don't even bother looking at him anymore because I don't give him the time of day.
Okay, your time has expired. Thank you to this panel.